J. Robert Oppenheimer was born on April 22, 1904, in New York City. He came from a wealthy and culturally refined Jewish family. His father, Julius Oppenheimer, was a successful textile importer, while his mother, Ella Friedman, was a painter. From a very young age, Oppenheimer showed extraordinary intellectual ability. He was deeply interested in literature, philosophy, and science. Unlike many children, he spent much of his time reading complex books and studying languages. By the time he was a teenager, he had already learned Latin, Greek, French, and German. Education and academic excellence. Oppenheimer enrolled at Harvard University in 1922. He completed his undergraduate studies in just 3 years, an impressive feat. Initially interested in chemistry, he later shifted his focus to physics. After Harvard, he moved to University of Cambridge. However, he struggled there due to the experimental nature of the work, as he was more inclined toward theoretical thinking. He later transferred to University of Göttingen, one of the world's leading centers for theoretical physics. There, he studied under Max Born and earned his PhD. During this time, he collaborated with some of the greatest physicists of the era and contributed to the development of quantum mechanics. Scientific contributions before the bomb. Before becoming famous for the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer made significant contributions to theoretical physics. His work included quantum mechanics, cosmic ray theory, early predictions related to black hole, neutron stars. He became a respected professor and taught at institutions like the University of California, Berkeley. The beginning of the Manhattan Project. During World War II, scientists feared that Nazi Germany might develop nuclear weapons first. Under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, Germany had already shown aggressive expansion. To counter this threat, the United States launched the Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer was chosen as the scientific director due to his brilliance and leadership skills. Los Alamos and leadership. The main research site was established at Los Alamos Laboratory. Oppenheimer gathered some of the brightest scientists in the world. His leadership style was unique. He encouraged open discussion. He understood both physics and human psychology, and he kept the team focused under extreme pressure. The Trinity Test. On July 16, 1945, the first successful nuclear explosion took place in the desert of New Mexico. This event is known as the Trinity Test. The explosion marked the beginning of the nuclear age. Witnessing the blast, Oppenheimer recalled a line from the Bhagavad Gita, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Shortly after the Trinity Test, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Japan. Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. Nagasaki on August 9, 1945. These bombings caused massive destruction and loss of life. They also forced Japan to surrender, effectively ending World War II. Although Oppenheimer did not make the decision to use the bomb, he felt morally responsible for its consequences. Moral conflict and regret. After the war, Oppenheimer became increasingly concerned about nuclear weapons. He advocated for international control of atomic energy. He famously stated, "Scientists have known sin." His views brought him into conflict with political and military leaders who wanted to continue developing nuclear weapons, including the hydrogen bomb. Political downfall. During the early Cold War period, the United States experienced intense fear of communism. This period is often called the Red Scare. In 1954, Oppenheimer faced a security hearing. He was accused of having communist ties and being a security risk. As a result, his security clearance was revoked. This event marked a dramatic fall from power for one of America's most important scientists. Later years, after losing his political influence, Oppenheimer focused on academic work. He became director of the Institute for Advanced Study. He continued to lecture and write about science, ethics, and philosophy. Recognition and death. In 1963, the U.S. government awarded him the Enrico Fermi Award, partially restoring his reputation. Oppenheimer died on February 18, 1967, from throat cancer. Legacy. Oppenheimer's legacy is complex. He helped end World War II. He initiated the nuclear age. He raised ethical questions about science. Today, he is remembered both as a brilliant scientist and a tragic figure. Modern cultural impact. His life has inspired books and films, most notably Oppenheimer. This film brought his story to a new generation and highlighted the emotional and ethical struggles he faced. Conclusion: the life of J. Robert Oppenheimer is not just a story of scientific achievement. It is a story about responsibility, power, and consequence. He stood at the crossroads of science and morality, and his decisions changed the world forever.